some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing, well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away.
Any triple in the series? Yes. I almost would have bet no triple plus 125.
That's a good. I would bet that.
I got to leave these in the little list over here so I can remember to bet these.
That's a good bet.
I am going to bet that for sure, 100%.
Because how often does a triple happen? And two, most of the time, it's just someone taking a base on a throw.
This is my favorite bet in the entire World Series.
I do like that.
No triples in the World Series plus 125. That's my favorite bet in the entire World Series.
A few moments later.
Think about three as Verdugo can't play it cleanly. Freeman's into third. A base hit turns into three.
Yeah!
Who's retarded now?
Yeah!
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rolling through the old lip. I haven't seen that one in a while. Still one of my favorites. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Game On. This is your sports morning espresso shot. I'm your host, Will, from Game On, of course. I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest going on in the sports world. So sit back, relax, sip some of that delicious 1775 coffee that I know you're sipping on right now. And relax while I tell you what's on the menu today. We just had baseball yesterday, so that's all we got to recap, really, in the sports world. But we got a lot of other sports news, including a Ryan Clark RG3 beef. Might get to that at the end of the show. Probably do it on the Rumble only section. That way I don't have to worry about pausing it too much and whatnot. But interesting takes there. We've got John Gruden going orange, going Trump style orange. We're gonna see what that is. We got the Western Conference Finals tonight in the NBA. Tomorrow the Eastern Conference Finals kicks off. I'll give you my we'll do a little preview. I'll give you my picks in that one. How about that? And Eagles head coach Sirianni gets paid. We'll get into all that and more. But first, how's everyone doing? Mott's here. No skin in the games here. Grass guy's here. How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing this beautiful morning? Good? We good? I was looking at some good topics to cover for the uncensored pharmacists. Texas state legislature. There we go. Jesus, it's too early. Passed the first steps of a bill for Texans to sue drug manufacturers for falsely advertising vaccines. Be interesting. I like the idea, and I'm no lawyer, but I do kind of understand the medical system. Obviously, I like the idea. I think there's some flaws in it, though, so I'm kind of excited to talk about that tonight after reading through the bill. What up, Alan? How we doing? Did you guys win any money yesterday? The system play comes through again, by the way. The system play. Just trust the system. The Sunday night baseball fader. Red Sox get it done. Easy money. The easiest plus money. Heavy Steps finally gave us a winner. He was even on board with it. Even Heavy Steps couldn't curse it. You know that system's only had one loss, but we didn't play it the time it lost this season. It's only lost once this season, and that was when the Dodgers went and played the Marlins, I believe. And obviously, I was on here and I was telling you, we're not playing that one because Dodgers were like minus 250, and it's the fish. We don't trust the fish, right? So as long as you skipped that one, you're perfect, like 6-0. You're welcome. And what is that system? Whoever plays on Sunday Night Baseball, if and only if they travel, whether it's the home team, away team, it's better when it's away. But if you have to travel and you play on the road Monday, you don't do well. You just don't do well. As you've noticed, it's 6-1 on the season, like I just said. So there's something to it. And the Mets played Sunday Night Baseball against the Yankees. And then they had to go to Boston. It didn't even matter that it was just a short trip, too. Doesn't matter. Can't get it done. Can't get it done. I always find it interesting on here. I'm looking. And it just disappeared. Must not be interesting anymore. But you know when you're on X and you got like here, I'll show you. Like the what's happening, and they got like the hot topics, right? Hulu gets real, Marlins, speaking of the Marlins, Alina Haba, Ryan Clark. Well, right where Alina Haba was, which I'm kind of interested now why it changed, but the word that was trending was nutting. And I was very curious about what, but I was afraid to click on it, right? Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know what I'm gonna get. But now all of a sudden Alina Haba's there. So I mean maybe those two are related somehow. She's pretty good looking. What up, B McCormick? How we doing? That being said, I hope you guys tailed that Red Sox play. Hope you tailed that Red Sox play. What do we got? Let's see. Oh my gosh. This is sports are funny. Sports are funny. There we go. I'm trying to get the right one. I just love reading random headlines on here. Mets Mendoza to talk to Juan Soto about hustling out of the box. Hey, he's a professional athlete. I don't think you need to talk to him about that. Nor do I think you're going to change his mind. Also, Juan Soto, this shouldn't ever be like people should never have to question your hustle. But at the same time, Mets, you're paying this guy $1 bajillion. He's going to do what he wants to do, right? Right. Alan says, is Crick going to be allowed back? Cricket? I mean, he's doing his own thing. Cricket was allowed back, and he decided to go do his own thing. So we'll see. He's not banned or anything. Sporting says Grok is 3-2 yesterday on the yes runs first inning, no runs. Gonna keep trying. And a baby. Ain't nothing like, those AI someone might leak the playbook. You know what I mean? The outcomes to these things, and AI would be the one that could detect it. So that's smart. Release the script. Huh? This is funny though. This is funny. All right, let's see what we're gonna get into today. Well, I guess we can go back to. I'm gonna go recap a little baseball from yesterday. Sent you my WNBA ticket gross. Sporting says up a half a unit with Grok yesterday. Hey, so long as we're positive, the good kind of positive. Let's see. Marlins and Cubbies. Marlins. Oh my goodness. This one was a wild cow shoot, right? It looks like. Look at that. Because the Marlins were up, I think, early, like 2-0. Cubbies came back, and the Cubbies were up 7-6 in the bottom of the ninth. It looks like the Fish got it done. Good for them. Reds defeat the Pirates 7-1. There's our system play. The Red Sox came through for us. 3-1 victory over the Mets. Oh, which means where you at? Where you at? Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Dude, Frank, look at this. Frank is just going on a tear about Juan Soto. Oh my goodness. He really hates being a Met. It has to be true. He can't even show joy on a walk-off home run. Here we go.
The OMG Mets are dead. Dead! This team is gonna fucking fall apart! Juan Soto is a multi-mega bust! He does not give one fuck! And they keep hitting the double plays! Everyone's back! Well, the rest of the season, this team will not hit! They're not gonna get a home run! They're gonna get swept by the Red Sox, swept by the Dodgers, and even swept by the White Sox! There is no heart in this team! And Juan Soto wants to be on a private jet! He's regretting it, and you can tell this he's being ripped apart, and he's happy that he's the one that pulled the trigger on the implosion. He's not professional murder, fucking goddamn son of a bitch, and the whole thing is season's fucking destroyed, over. They're gonna lose 100 days the rest of the life.
We are in peak mid-season Frank form. I love it. Never change, Frank. Never change. So yeah, the Mets lost. Astros 4-3 victory over the Rays. And yes, Gruden goes orange, baby. We're going to watch that one. I haven't watched it yet. I'm excited for it, though. I saw a clip of how it ends, and it looks hilarious. Brewers 5-4 victory over the Orioles. The Twins-Guardians game was suspended. Will resume today at 3:10 Pacific. Mariners defeat the White Sox 5-1. Yeah, my hunch on the White Sox. And you know what? The White Sox did have this. Don't let this 5-1 victory fool you. All right. It was 1-0 the whole game. The White Sox were in the mix the whole time. And then the Mariners decided to hit a grand slam on the top of the eighth to blow the doors open to make it 5-0. And of all people that hit the grand slam, it was Julio Rodriguez, who doesn't, obviously capable of hitting home runs, but doesn't hit many of them. No Skin says Frank is noticeably thinner now. Yeah, he's lost like 150, 180 pounds. We're proud of him. And he's just walking. Frank walks, baby. But yeah, the White Sox, terrible. I can't believe I ever trusted them. What did I tell you? Even yesterday on the show, I wanted to take the Mariners, and then I got the cute idea that nope, the White Sox are the right side. I can never pick one right. Had I bet the Mariners yesterday, you better believe there would have been no grand slam, and the White Sox would have found a way to get the W in the bottom of the ninth. Cardinals defeat the Tigers 11-4. Phillies defeat the Rockies 9-3. Royals defeat the Giants 3-1. We had some upsets yesterday. Look at that. Angels, don't call it a winning streak, but they're on a heater right now. 4-3 victory over the A's. And the Diamondbacks curb stomp the Dodgers, upset them 9-5. But Shohei Ohtani, look at that, retakes the MLB lead with 17 home runs this season. Good for him. What up, Boku? Royals, Giants, no runs first innings. Angels, A's, yes runs first inning, plus 222. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I need to get a better cha-ching sound in here. I do. Late night parlay to supplement the account. Morning, Buku. That's awesome, buddy. That's awesome. We have hockey today too. Look at that. Yeah, I need to get a cha-ching sound in here. Robert was 3-0 first 5 bets yesterday. He's crushing in MLB so far. Yeah, he is. I need to be tailing more of those. Now I'm afraid to tail him, though. He's been on such a heater. I feel like if I get on it, it's the psychology of gambling, man. I'm going to do a series talking about the psychology of gambling. We'll put it up on Locals. That'd be fun. It'd be a fun little rant. Where are we at? I don't know what I want to talk about first. I don't know what I want to talk about. We'll get into this Ryan Clark and Robert Griffin stuff here in a little bit. Like I said, probably towards the end. I do think it's interesting. Ooh, I want to get you guys' opinion on this. Because I know there's people. I don't want to say it's a hot topic, but people are conflicted on it. Let's talk about this. So the NFL today, or at least sometime this week, is the owners are meeting this week to vote on some rule changes. One of the things is the tush push. Last I heard, it was like tied 16-16 about banning it. They need 24 to be on board. So it doesn't look like the tush push is going anywhere, but we'll see that later this week. Another thing that the NFL owners are voting on this week is a rule change brought by the Lions, which I was kind of shocked that it was the Lions that brought this, but seeding in the playoffs. Instead of the division winner automatically getting a home game, they're going to seed 1 through 7 strictly by regular season record. Famously this season, the Vikings, finished 14-3 or was it 13-4? Really good record. They had this, I think, the third best record, obviously behind the Lions and the Eagles. But they were the 5 seed, and a lot of people said that's not right. They had a great season. They should be hosting a playoff game. Now, I don't feel bad for those Vikings, especially since they went on the road and got their ass kicked. Listen, if you were that good, if you were a 14-3 team, and you had to go on the road in the playoffs, you should win that game, especially against an inferior opponent. Also, if you want to host a playoff game, win your division. Beat the Lions week 18. You know what I mean? Like, we got to have rewards for winning the division. In my opinion, I don't care if the team is terrible in a terrible division and goes 8-9 and wins that division. They are division champs. They should host a playoff game. Now, I don't think this is going to pass, although it seems like there's a lot of support for it. I don't think it's going to pass because I don't think the owners are going to give up on that. Automatic. You win your division, you get to hang that thing up, and you get a home game. That automatic revenue, the money that comes with that. I could be wrong because then they might also be thinking, hey, my team's good right now. I got a better shot of being the top 4 seeds there. I guess you only have to be what? I guess you'd be top 3 because the number 1 would get a bye. So top 3 remaining. I don't know. It's interesting. I want to know what you guys think. It's an interesting change. So how it would work is just based off record. And then the first tiebreaker, which I do like this part of the proposal, the first tiebreaker isn't head-to-head, which you would think that would make sense. Head-to-head, that's the first time. No. The first tiebreaker is, did you win your division? So that way, if you are tied with one of these division champs, you give some meaning, some purpose to winning the division. That's what I think matters. I don't care if it's a terrible division. You won your division, right? You got to get something for winning your division, or who cares? But it would make week 18 more competitive because, if it's based off seeding, every win matters. So, or if it's based off regular season record, every win matters. So there'll be a lot more teams trying in week 18. So from a competitive standpoint, I can see that being a good deal. I was a hard line. You got to keep it division winners. I've come off that a little bit now that I've seen the rule proposals and, making it more competitive in week 18 and having the home field advantage be a tiebreaker, or having the division winner be a tiebreaker. So I'm kind of on that. I'm still on the side of I'd rather, leave it division champs get to host the home game. But I'm not as strongly on that side anymore. So I'm kind of up in the air a little bit. Lean more towards keeping it that way. What do you guys think? I know my old co-host, Crick, he liked the best record. He thinks, you had the better season, you should have a better seed. But I'm curious what you guys think. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys on the next video there. Boom, we're going to clip that part out. We'll clip that part out. What else we got? Oh, Eagles and Coach Sirianni. Welcome to the club. He was one of the lowest paid head coaches in the league. But he got a multi-year extension. Kind of curious why it took this long. And he's going to be making some more money. Now, we don't know what he's making. Probably we'll never find out. Because NFL owners do not have to disclose that to the public. So it's not part of the salary cap or anything like that. Sporting says, I think I should take today off. Was up 11 units yesterday and 8 on Monday. Pfft. Ride that hot hand, baby. You don't know when the next hot hand is going to come. You ride this thing. You ride this wave, Sporting. All right? Don't back down. Plus, we got conference finals starting today. Got conference finals starting today. That's right. That's right, Buku. Keep firing, Supporting. 3 pauses a day in a row is called a winning streak. Yeah, even the Angels are on a winning streak. How about that? So, yeah, Eagles, of course, they're going to extend Nick Sirianni, which I think is hilarious because this guy was so close to getting fired. So much so that they took all the power away from him. He doesn't get to talk to the offensive coordinator. He doesn't get to call the plays. He just stands there and has that dumb look on his face. Look at this one. This one is we'll get to the Gruden thing here in a minute. What is it on Cal Street? So yeah, the NFL owners are expected to vote on the I knew at one point it wasn't very favorable. Let's see what it's currently at. Let me log in. Let me get logged in. But yeah, NFL owners are going to vote on the tush push this week. Will the NFL ban the tush push before June? Well, no, this week because they're meeting this week. They tabled it last time. Currently, the yes is at, well, it says it's at 43 cents, but you can't actually buy in at 43 cents. You can buy in at the lowest you can buy in at is 53 cents. So it's a 50-50. The no is at 57. So this is interesting. I think I'm going to pick the no. I think that's money on the floor. Just bet the no. Last I saw it was 16-16. They need 24. So they need 8 of those owners to defect over. I don't think they're going to do it this week. I really don't. They might table it. Let's do the Gruden thing. So I'm going to end on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. It's been fun. Come over to Rumble. Because I don't want them. I don't know if they'll copyright hit me or not on this, but we're going to watch the Gruden thing. Actually, while we're watching the Gruden thing, I'm going to go take a shit. So that's the downside of doing this solo, you know? When you got to go do the morning run, you got to go do the morning run. But John Gruden, we've been watching him open up these boxes. I think you're right, William. That's a no. Yeah, on the tush push, I don't think they're banning it. I think they need to really think that through. I think it might be another year or so until they figure out like exactly how they want to do it. But let's watch Gruden open up. He got one from the Tennessee Vols. Woo-hoo-hoo, Coach Hype. Is it Heupel? Heupel? Whatever. Let's see what he got.
Tennessee Volunteers. Thank you, Jeff. Woo! This is where it all started for me. There's the man, Roger Frazier, the head equipment man of the Tennessee Vols. He was there when I was there. You know, Roger would never even give me another hat when I was a graduate coach. Now he sent me a box of stuff. I can't wait to see what this is. Tennessee. This is where I met my wife, Cindy. She cheered at Tennessee. My son, Mike, graduated from Tennessee. I was a graduate coach at Tennessee. You get the point here? I love Rocket Top. Good old Rocket Top. Rocket Top, Tennessee. Rocket Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Sorry, my voice is out of tune. I love Tennessee. I work for head coach Johnny Majors, legend, great player, great coach. Philip Fulmer, great coach, was on the staff. Walt Harris. This is where General Robert Nealon coached. Look at this letter. John, thanks for coming back to Rocky Top and spending time with our staff. You helped us get better. As always, you killed it in the clinic. Look forward to talking soon. Josh freaking Heupel, the head coach. Here's a guy who has taken the Volunteers to another level. Whew, I get excited. Will you look at this jacket, Jeff? Jeff, look at this. You like Tennessee? I was there with Jeff Francis, Andy Kelly. This is where Tony Robinson and Jimmy Streeter came from. Oh, they had a guy named Peyton Manning, the sheriff, the greatest ever. We had a quarterback named Heath Schuler, still a good friend of mine. And Condredge Holloway, another great friend of mine. Ooh. I've been working the guns pretty good. This fits nice and snug. Josh Dobbs, good friend of mine, still playing in the league, Tennessee Volunteers. This used to be known as wide receiver U. You see, we had Anthony Miller, Alvin Harper, Tim McGee, Stanley freaking Morgan, Marcus Nash. I mean, I don't even want to forget T. Martin played quarterback, won a national championship. Hey, Jeff, T. Martin. Whew, like that? Look at this helmet. When you see that orange T, what's it stand for? Huh? You think of defense. You think of great football teams. Al Wilson at linebacker. Eric Berry at safety. I mean, can you imagine having these great? How about this guy named Reggie White, the Minister of Defense? Good friend of mine, by the way. When he came to Green Bay, that's when we really started kicking ass. We had the Minister of Defense. There's a Tennessee box here. Vols for life, just like me. Vols for life. Boy, I'll tell you, they got so many alumni, I can't even count them all. Ooh, look at that. Feel that right there? You know,
that is funny. You thought Cricket was going to pop out of that box. That is funny. Has Cricket seen this yet? Did he talk about it on a show yesterday? I'll try to catch him live today and drop the link because I know he would love this. He would love this. I think Gruden's about the only person I know that gets more excited about Tennessee than Crick.
My roommate was Charles Davis, the great announcer on TV. One of my best friends still today. I just saw him in Alabama. You know one of the all-time badasses at Tennessee? Dale Carter. Whew,
dude, I hope my Cougs sent him something.
Hey, Dale Carter. Look at this, Jeff.
Together, Cougs.
Is that not the greatest thing you've ever seen? Look at this. Big John Henderson, defensive lineman. James Little Man Stewart at running back. You know, when I was coaching for Philadelphia Eagles, we had the great Ricky Waters at running back.
Guys.
But ask me who the other
Like
badass was. Who was it? Charlie Garner, man. Charlie Garner from Tennessee. We had Chuck Webb. I used to go recruiting to help the Vols. I used to splice the videos. This is by far one of the greatest boxes I have ever seen. I mean, look at these shoes. This will blow your mind. Is this the greatest thing? You remember the Dallas Cowboys? They had that special teams demon named Bill Bates. Where do you think Bill Bates went to college? Tennessee. Now, you don't think about these sweats, do you? Look at that. That orange tee right there. How about
that is
the Houston Texans? You think they're glad they got Arian Foster? Why don't you call Andy Reid and see if he likes his offensive guard, Trey Smith? I'll bet he does. God, look at this volunteer gear. You know, General Nealon, he really helped invent college football and football in general. He had the game maxims, man. We used to have to read them before every single game. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. You like that? It's a game maxim from General Nealon. Carry the fight to our opponent and keep it there for 60 minutes. Everybody would say that in the locker room. Look at that right there. Tennessee. Look at this. Will you look at this? This is heavy. This might be a piece of Rocky Top itself. Get out of the way, Chuck. This is freaking unbelievable. Look at there's lanyard. This is from the Tennessee baseball team. Last year's national champions. What is that? What is this?
It's a headband?
I don't know. No, don't say that. I think he's a baseball player. Would you look at this? That's the black helmet alternate uniform. This is unbelievable.
Dude, that
the
is
gloves,
probably
the whole operation
box
is
he's
here.
got.
If you go to the stadium, you'll hear a DJ in the stands playing.
Okay, let's skip forward. I wish he does. Dude, look at that.
Absolutely.
He does something.
We're in the money every year. They used to have an announcer named John. Unbelievable. And when one comes your way, better color. I love John Ward. I love this. I got to put these things on here. It's freaking unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll be right back, Jake. I feel like Willie Galt of the Chicago Bears.
Look at him.
Tennessee Volunteers. There's not a better color. When you just see these two colors, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Tennessee Volunteers. Just like General Neyland. Play for and make the breaks yourself. And when one comes your way, score. That's what we do at Tennessee. Let's go, Coach Heupel. Let's go, Volunteer Nation. I'll see you at home. I'll see you back there in June when I come home. Let's go, Vols! Let's go, Vols! Woo-hoo! I'm going out shopping right now. I don't need anything, but I'm going to go buy something. Holy cow, look what I found in this bag. Can you believe these cleats? Look how sweet these are. And the socks that came inside of them. This is the greatest thing. God, if you're an interested athlete or a student, where else you gonna go, man? The best band around the ankle. I mean,
what does he do with all this gear he gets? He's got to have like his own master closet just for all this shit.
I'm gonna walk like this from now on.
Coach Gruden, dude. Ooh, that is slick. I like how he leaves the tags on.
Let's run some slant routes. Pick up your feet. Bump your arms.
I'm surprised he didn't play this. I'm surprised we didn't see this from him.
We stand on Arizona Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, and by the other half cat. Wild and a mean but sweet as soda pop, I still dream about that.
Gruden should have tried to repeat that, mimic that. That's great. You guys got to have Crick play that today. I'll try to remember to swing by and drop the link to him. Do it, but Gruden, he's the man. Hey, we got some news. Let's do this again. So we just talked about this. We got some new breaking news out of here, out of the NFL owners meeting this week. ESPN sources confirming that a vote to allow NFL players to participate in flag football for the first time during the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA is expected to pass. I am shocked by that, actually. At today's league meeting in Minneapolis, nothing is official yet, but as one source said about today's vote, Olympics should be easy. So that looks like that one should pass. They're going to vote on the tush push, and they're going to vote on the reseeding of the playoffs. But that's not going to be expected until tomorrow at the earliest, which is Wednesday this week. Yeah, interesting. I'm shocked by this. I mean, I listen, I want these guys to go play in the Summer Olympics. I think it'd be fun. It'd be kind of cool to see these guys, just how freakish of athletes they actually are out there. But I'm surprised the owners are allowing it because, I mean, God forbid one of these guys tweaks something, tears a knee up, something like that, and that the owners are going to be done with. I mean, especially with these wide receivers nowadays. Now that you got these top wide receivers, Now, if you're going to send a bunch of rookies or younger guys, okay, fine. But like, I mean, the top wide receivers are making $40 million a year now. And even the half decent ones, the number one wide receivers on most teams are making $30 million a year. You want to risk that so then go play in the Olympics? I'm surprised the owners are voting or are passing that, but looks like that one's going to be an easy winner there. No Skin says, who's going to watch Olympic flag football? I'm interested just to see it. I don't know if I'll like it, but I want to see it. It's the summertime, right? Summer Olympics, we don't got nothing going on, right? Baseball's going on during that time, but even they take an all-star break when the Summer Olympics are usually going. So, I mean, at least it's just something to throw on the TV. I'm not saying it's must-watch TV, but I'm curious. I'm surprised the owners are going to allow that. I hope, nothing bad happens there. Listen, we were just talking about the tush push, and I would say I don't think that they're going to ban it. So I would vote no over on Cal Sheet with it. But the Packers, be cautious now. Be cautious. The Packers have revised their proposal to ban the tush push at this week's league meeting. Here's their revised proposal. So they might have had to do, because remember the last rumor that was out there that the owners were split 16-16 on this. They need 24. They need 24 of the 32 to pass it. So maybe this revised proposal, this new language in it, might make it more likely that they're going to pass it. I don't know. Let's see. So new language underlined, deleted language struck through. So let's see. What did they change? I don't see anything struck through. But it looks like, so assisting the runner and interlocking interference, no offensive player may push or pull a runner in any direction at any time or lift him to his feet. Okay. I guess the other thing they added was assist the runner except by, so no offensive player will assist the runner except by individually blocking opponents for him. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a given, but I understand why you had to add that in there. You use interlocking interference by grasping a teammate or by using his hands or arms to encircle the body of a teammate in an effort to block an opponent. Oh, they crossed out the or. So then, okay. No offensive player may push or throw his body against a teammate to aid him in an attempt to obstruct an opponent or to recover a loose ball. What? Push or throw his body against a teammate to aid him in an attempt to obstruct an opponent or to recover a loose. Oh, so you're saying you can't push people out of the way when you're going for the loose ball and whatnot. Okay. Or assist the runner except by individually blocking opponents for him. Or assisting the runner, interlocking interference, or illegal use of hands, arms, or body by the offense, loss of 10 yards. Yeah. So the effect is prohibits an offensive player from pushing, pulling, lifting, or assisting the runner except by individually blocking opponents for him. The reason, player safety, pace of play. Well, the pace of play goes up when you do the tush push, right? I mean, that's a free 45 seconds that gets ran off the clock. That's interesting. I don't know. I still don't think it passes. I don't know. What do you guys think? I still don't think it passes. I really don't. I don't care either way. That's my guess. And that's what I'm going to be betting on is no, it doesn't pass. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Okay. What do we want to get into next? Time we at? Oh, we got plenty of time, baby. We got plenty of time. By the way, shout out to all you guys watching over on Rumble. I need you to smash that like button, please. I need you to smash it. Let's see. We only got 6 thumbs up. What are you guys doing? You guys are better than that. Also, hit the repost. Hit the repost. Hit that little it costs nothing. It costs nothing. All right. Let's run through the games today, and then we'll get back into this RG3 story and whatnot here in a few. But let's run through some of the games. So we have over. Let's do baseball first, huh? We'll see if the action report is updated for today. It is. Look at that. It is. I wonder how that betting goes on Kalshi with that since the game got suspended. Probably just refunds. So the Guardians and Twins will resume play today at 6:10 Eastern. It was suspended in the 4th inning due to rain. But outside of that, we've got Reds Pirates. Reds minus 125 road favorites. Pirates plus 115 home dogs. Sharp money on the Reds. 81% of the money back in the Reds today. That is interesting. That is interesting. Did you see? And I told you, Paul Skeens bum. Can't get a win. But poor Paul Skeens, this is like the 6th time that he threw where he only gave up like 1 run or well, I guess you can't really go fewer, but 1 run. And the Pirates still lost. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing for the Pirates. Trade him. Get him on a good team. But he's a bum anyways. Cubs, Marlins. Cubbies minus 150 road favorites after the Marlins walk-off last night. Can the Marlins get it done? Back-to-back wins here at home against the Cubbies. If you like them, they're plus 130. 75% of the money says no. Cubbies going to get the revenge today. Braves and the Nationals. Braves minus 190 road favorites against the Nationals. What could go wrong? You know what that means? That means Spencer Strider's on the bump. Actually, this might be a good Yurfie spot. This might be a good Yurfie. Spencer Strider, when he gives up runs, he's kind of like Verlander, where they give it up in the 1st inning and then he settles in. Plus, the Braves could also get a run off the Nationals pitchers. Parker here. I kind of like it. I don't know supporting. Maybe we look at I think we look a little Yurfie here. I don't know if Grok agrees or not, but we'll see. Then we got the Mets and the Red Sox. Mets minus 125 road favorites against the Sox plus 105. 66% of the money in sharp action is on the Mets to get it done today. I don't know. We'll see. Frank's not happy with them. Astros and the Rays, about a coin flip game here, minus 110, minus 105. Sharp, big money on the Rays today. 49% of the bets, but 74% of the money back in the Rays. What? Get out of here. The Rays? That's interesting. Who's pitching? Walt. We got a guy making his debut. B. Walter versus is it Zach Little? Interesting. Rangers, Patriots, Rangers taking on the Yankees. Yankees minus 190 home favorites against the Rangers. Sharp money on the Yanks and 77% of the money back in the Yankees today, but plus 162 on the Rangers if you like them. You've got, oh, baby, you want your Yurfie of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You want your Yurfie of the day. You want to make some home run parlays? You want to take the Yankees today? It's Patrick Corbin Day. Let's freaking go. Could go wrong. Yurfie, baby. Yurfie. Telling you, take it. Padres, Blue Jays. Padres minus 120 road favorites. Blue Jays plus 105 home dogs. How do I sound today, by the way? I've switched some things up. Let me know in the chat. Do I sound? I'm talking a little bit louder. I've got a noise sound machine thing out there that's kind of canceling things out. I'm not trying to come in here and scream in the morning, but I feel like some mornings it's so early. I don't want to wake anyone up, even though I know no one can hear me. It's still, I don't know. But I got a sound noise canceller out there to help. So I subconsciously don't talk too quiet. I also need to mess with my mic. It also sucks too because it's like through StreamYard, the sound is just awful. It's awful. You know. Orioles, Brewers. Brewers minus 120 home favorites. Orioles plus 105. Sharp money on the Orioles there. 85% of the money on the Brewers. I mean, is this the Orioles? Did the O's play yesterday? I can't remember. What did we say? I can't remember. Did the O's play yesterday? I feel like they did. They did. They lost. Of course they did. I was going to say they might get the new manager bump. You know, they fired their manager the other day. Was that yesterday or was it Sunday? Either way, sharp action on the Orioles. Maybe we look at the Orioles today, huh? Maybe we look at him. Let's get mad and yell into the microphone about it. Shout out to the Millie Goats. Yeah, shout out to those guys. They're awesome. Is that what AK says over there? Mariners and the White Sox. Mariners minus 175, road favorites. White Sox plus 150. 95% of the money's on the Mariners. What could go wrong on that one? Guardians and the Twinkies. Coin flip game here. Minus 115 for the Twinkies, though. Slight edge. Sharp money on the Guardians. Big money on the Twins. This is game 2, by the way. This is after they complete game 1. So that's kind of interesting. That's interesting. 88% of the money is on the Twins there. Tigers and the Cardinals. Tigers minus 185, road favorite. Sharp money on the Tigers there, but big money back in the Cardinals at plus 158 with 33% of the bets, but 42% of the money overall on the Cardinals. Phillies and the Rockies. Phillies minus 285, road favorites against the Rockies. The Rockies are embarrassing. Rockies plus 235 if you think they're going to get what? Would it be their 8th win of the season? Sharp money on the Rockies, though. 93% of the money overall is on Philly here. Who is pitching? Luzardo versus Senzatella. Senzatella is 1-7 on the season with a 6.39 ERA. Meanwhile, Luzardo is a perfect 4-0 with a 2.00. What could go wrong? Maybe we just get dangerous and bet the Rockies for the hell of it. Royals and the Giants. Giants minus 140 home favorites here. Royals plus 118. Sharp money on the Giants. I like how today's the day that I give a little bit more insight to these games. Got takes on some picks to give out. And Blue's not here to enjoy it. Come on, Blue. He always wants me to talk more about the picks. Shout out to Blue. 66% of the money is on the Giants minus 140. Angel supporting says Yurfie in the Rockies game. Yeah, I mean, that's a given. But you're going to have to lay like what, minus 200 on that? I like the Yurfie and the Yankees Rangers game because it's Patrick Corbin Day. And I like in the Braves Nationals. I like that one. Spencer Strider's pitching. I like it. Angels and the A's. A's minus 165 home favorites. Angels plus 140. The Angels, what are they on a 4-game winning streak here? Can they keep it going? Sharp money says no. They're on the A's. Big money says yes. The Angels are going to keep it going. 42% of the best, 53% of the money back in the Angels. And your night game tonight, Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Dodgers minus 220 home favorites. Diamondbacks plus 125. Can the Diamondbacks stun the Dodgers again? My Dodgers not to win the division is looking better and better every day. This little skid they're on. What if they lost like 4 in a row? Because they just got swept. Oh, whoops. Let me see. I'll go look over here. Anyways, though, sharp money is on the Diamondbacks. 81% of the money overall is on the Dodgers. The Dodgers have lost 4 in a row. What? Bums. God, you imagine what you could have won yesterday if you same game anti-correlated parlay. I mean, you could have just won good money yesterday just betting the Diamondbacks outright. But if you had bet Diamondbacks to win and Ohtani to hit a home run, we got to start looking for some of those angles in some of these games. Because it happens way more than you think, especially with all these baseball games where it's like Ohtani, yes, he's going to hit a home run today, but the Dodgers are still going to lose. That would have been a juicy. You probably could have got close to 10-1 on that. Because it was a what? Plus 2 something. It was plus 2 something just on the money line. Oh, by the way, the Colorado already has 8 wins. Okay. They're looking for their 9th. Do you think we'll get to June before Colorado gets to double digits? That'd be interesting. Double-digit wins. But yeah, we got to start looking for some of those anti-correlated spots. Agree with the Rangers game. Yes, run first innings. Let's go. This is Patrick Corbin Day. Judge is going to hit a home run off Patrick Corbin. First inning. Calling it. NBA. We've got the Western Conference Finals. How about that? How about that? I have a stat for you guys today. No, the stat I have for you, I think, is in hockey. I think it's in hockey that I have for you. God, what was it? Either way, we're talking NBA right now. Minnesota Timberwolves will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Game 1 tonight. OKC currently 7.5-point favorite. Now, a lot of stats and trends will tell you teams coming off Game 7 series while facing a team coming off rest. You want to fade the team coming off the 7-game series. I think it's actually different. I think Minnesota is going to give them fits in this series. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone thinks. But I do, contrary to a lot of people think, might see some value on Minnesota today because, OKC just went 7 brutal games with the Thunder. They just played Sunday. They didn't get really any rest. I actually think OKC comes in here and in game 1 whoops that ass and gets it done. So I would actually lay the 7.5, maybe even alt line it, maybe play the first half as well. I'll be putting all my picks up over at gameon.locals.com that I end up putting on there. But I think OKC just keeps the momentum rolling. And we've seen, like, when Minnesota doesn't score, they don't score. So this might be a fun one to alter, just ladder it out. -9.5, -12.5, -15.5, -20.5. Because I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Thunder are so deep. And Minnesota, when the game's out of hand, they punt. They punt on it. So maybe look at OKC team total over, Minnesota team total under, stuff like that. I don't have a good feel for the actual total in the game, but I think OKC is going to run away with game 1, and then I think we're going to see a little bounce back, a little fight from Minnesota in game 2 is what I think. Make some adjustments. Hell, if you're looking to take Minnesota to win one of these games, what I'm saying is I would take game 2 rather than today in game 1. That's just me. We'll see. Let's see what the action report says, though. That's how I'm going to be betting it. And I'm not one to really jump on the Thunder bandwagon either. And I'm not one to really want to lay 7.5 in game 1 with a team that's coming off a 7-game series. But I just think it's the right spot. But like I said, I'm being a little contrarian because there's sharp action all over the Timberwolves. 60% of the money overall is on the Thunder, but I know a lot of people like the Thunder to win this series, but they're giving the Timberwolves a fighting chance in this one. I just don't see it today. I don't see it. Let's look at some of these stats. Matchup predictor. Oh, let's see. Your points leaders for the Timberwolves is, of course, Anthony Edwards, 27.6 points per game. SGA, this is crazy. The last series he shot 48%, or these playoffs he's shooting 48%. My man scores 32.7 points per game. He shoots almost 52%. He really doesn't miss. It's not like he hucks up the ball a lot either. I mean, obviously enough to get over 30 points a game, but a lot of that comes from free throw line. But he's calculated, and he's currently the best shooting guard left in the playoffs. So we'll see. You got your rebounds, assist leader. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Look at this. They really don't give him any time off during this. It's just every other day. Every other day they're playing. That's wild. That is wild. The NBA's got to look into some of that stuff because the players are bitching about it. I think they got to shorten the regular season. Too many players getting hurt, not playing competitive basketball during the regular season. They ramp it up for the playoffs, and they don't get as much rest as they normally used to, especially with the travel. So I think that's why we're seeing some more injuries. But, yeah, that's what we got. Do you guys like anything in the game? Do you guys like any props or anything like that? I got to dive into it a little bit more and look. But team stats, Minnesota averaging 114. Yeah, see, I'm thinking Minnesota. They ain't going to get to that 114. What was their head-to-head this year? Not that it really matters, but let's see. Because I believe this is a divisional opponent, right? Isn't it a divisional opponent? Let's Go regular season. When was the last time they played the T-Wolves? Get down here to the end. Last time they played the Timberwolves. Oh, they played them back in February 3 times in a matter of 2 weeks. The Thunder lost 116-101. That snapped a little streak they were on there too. Then they won 130-123. Okay, and then they lost in overtime. Now it's tough. It's tough because that was right after the All-Star break, weird part of the season. You don't know who was healthy, who was not. But look at SGA in all those games. 24 in that one, but he got 39 in this one and 37 in the other. Ooh, interesting. I don't know. But like I said, that was 3 months ago. Lots changed. I don't think you can look into it that much. Don't think you can look into it that much. Let's take a look at the NHL. I think this is it. This is the stat. Oh, I got a stat for you. Buku, I hope you're still listening. I got a stat for you. Since 2020. Let me double check. Make sure I'm getting this right. Let me check real quick. Yes, okay. So since 2020, in the NHL playoffs, teams who played in a Game 7 on the road, then obviously they had to win Game 7 on the road for this stat to matter, who then have to play Game 1 of the next series on the road, are a perfect 5-0 in Game 1 since 2020. Short sample, I get it, but I mean, how often does this actually? I mean, how often does a series go 7? Plus, then you got to go on the road again, and you were on the road in Game 7. It's just an interesting stat. I don't know why that's the case. I don't understand it. That's just the facts. I'm bringing you the facts. The Panthers' money line is the play tonight, according to recent trends. Now, if you take this back like the last 25 years, it kind of evens itself out. It's like 50-50. But I like to look at the recent because it's something, especially the post-COVID, in all sports, post-COVID era. There's got to be something to this trend. You know what I mean? There's got to be something to this trend. Why is that road team that just played on the road in a very emotional, intense Game 7 win, and then you got to go on the road a couple days later and play a whole new series? Why are they 5-0? I don't know. But I would look towards the Panthers today, maybe. I know you're saying you like Carolina earlier, but I don't know. Unless you think you're getting great value on Carolina, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But the Panthers look like the play today. They are plus 105, Carolina minus 125. This is Eastern Conference Finals. That's another thing. Why do we call hockey? I was thinking about this on my drive to work yesterday when someone said it, and I was thinking about it. You always hear them call it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hockey's the only sport that we do that. You know what I mean? We don't say the Lombardi Trophy playoffs. Whatever the hell the NBA is, right? Like Larry Smith or something, whatever. No. It's the Super Bowl. It's the NBA playoffs. It's the finals of the NBA. We don't say the Stanley Cup play. It's I don't know. It's interesting. It just crossed my mind yesterday. I don't know why. Well, let's see if Action has their report up. They probably don't because they hate me. Oh my gosh, they do. Look at that. But no signals up. 61% of the money overall is on the Hurricanes, but you got a little 27% of the bets, 39% of the money on the Panthers. So 12-point differential there. So some bigger bets there, taking the plus money with the Panthers so far. Mighty Megatron, what up? Damn the Oryx. Oryx. What is that? What am I missing? Good morning, by the way. Good morning. So yeah, that's what we got going on in the world of betting and sports. Let me create, before I forget, let me create the today's live bet, today's picks and live bets, live bets, no, live bets. Thing I'm on will be in here. So if you go over to the locals page, I've been doing this more and more often. It's free to see it, so you can get the picks. If you want to chat, you'll have to be a supporter. Only $2 a month. But there we go. New live chat is up. Let me unpin this one. Let me pin the new one. I guess I could just in the chat, but I don't want to. But yeah, if you go over here to the locals page, I'll have this up, and we can chat all day. Throw your picks in there, talk them out. I'll do a little bit more research this morning on some of those picks. Oryx Buffaloes. It's a Japanese baseball team I follow and bet on. Should have known. Damn. Well, I'm sorry they didn't cover it for you. It's a rough way to start the day. Rough way. Rough way. Rough. I sound like a dog. Live chat's open over here if you guys want to hang out throughout the day. I'll be in and out. Just hanging out. Let's see. So let's get into this story here, huh? Let's get into the story. So fans are calling for ESPN to fire Ryan Clark. Race baiting Ryan Clark. Everything he does has to be race. Listen, I don't care, Ryan, if you're a great player back in the day. Right? No one likes your takes. They're stupid. Everything has to be race with Ryan Clark. And now he's going after Robert Gruden III because he's married to a white woman. Prevents him from knowing what black women like Angel Reese is going through. Ryan Clark is the reason why ESPN, he's not the sole reason. Don't let this go to your head, Ryan. You're just one of the many reasons why ESPN is going down the toilet, why they're canceling shows, why it's just been terrible the last decade. It's because you bring race into everything. And any hot take, not even hot take, any opinion you have has to go to race. People are tired of it, man. They're tired of it. So we'll see what he had to say here.
Though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero.
First of all, Angel Reese is the villain is because she brings it on herself. It has nothing to do with race. She's not good. She acts like she is. You guys keep propping her up like she's the best basketball player ever. And the reason why she looks like a villain is because everyone attacks Caitlin Clark. Right? Everyone, I mean, look, the foul that Caitlin did on Angel Reese, we talked about it the other day, that was not even a hard foul. It was a normal common foul, right? That's what you do. Play the highlight of all the fouls that happened to Caitlin Clark, especially from last season, where they specifically target her. Those are hard fouls. That's why people are behind Caitlin Clark. It has nothing to do with the race. It's because you guys are out there attacking her and then acting like you're the victims or Angel Reese is the victim. Angel Reese isn't a victim here.
Hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is
that's a good point, Mont. If you constantly talk race, you're a racist. That's true. And what is that? Team Trump MAGA. What up, buddy? He said, I got hurt playing flag football, then playing tackle from 4th grade to 5th in college, or to 5th year in college. Got hurt for nothing. Let the real pro flag teams go. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see. I'm surprised NFL players are going to let him do that. Reese says, Mighty Megatron, Reese is a clown and sucks. This is true.
Is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with.
So because Robert Griffin, a Black man, is not married to a Black woman, he's married to a white woman, he doesn't know what Black women are going through. Because I'm sure RG3, I'm sure I don't know if he has sisters, but I'm sure he grew up with some Black women in his life, whether it's cousins, friends, whatever. I'm sure he has an idea of what Black women go through. But what does it matter if you're Black, white, brown, orange? Doesn't matter. What does that got to do with playing basketball out there on the court in a predominantly Black ran sport? I mean, most of the women out there are Black. Mighty Megatron, thank you for the $2 Rumble rant there. Miss layup and double dribble. That's right, Alan. Black women are going through the same shit that everyone else is going through. That's right. It doesn't matter about skin. But yeah, so he went off on Robert Griffin because Ryan Clark has to make it all about race, always about race. And I kind of agree with what RG3 is saying here, man. He responds back. He says, there's a line you don't cross in life, and Ryan Clark sprinted past it. Ryan Clark didn't like my take on Angel Reese hating Kate Clark. That's fine. Disagreement is part of the game. But instead of debating my point, he personally attacked me and my family. And that's what they always do. When it comes to this race shit, they don't actually talk about the point. They don't get to the fact that Angel Reese just sucks out there and that it wasn't a hard foul, that it wasn't anything uncommon. She wasn't being targeted by Caitlin Clark. It was a basketball play. You see someone wide open, you wrap them up. Make them go to the free throw line and earn it. There was nothing nefarious about it. But instead, they attack you personally and bring race involved. He says that shows how low of a person he is. I gave a sports opinion. I said Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. I think a lot of people would agree with that, by the way. Based on repeated visible actions on the court and in press conferences. I backed it up with 5 separate examples from the game of basketball because that's what I do. I analyze sports. I stay in the arena. And it's true. You can see she doesn't like Caitlin Clark. She won't even answer questions about her. So I think it's fair for him to point that out. Just because Angel Reese is Black doesn't mean that her game and actions cannot be critiqued. Exactly. A Black man or woman is not restricted from giving a sports opinion on another Black man or woman just because you don't like it. Everyone can give their opinion on everyone, no matter what color they are. I can't believe I have to sit here and agree with RG3. That's where we've gotten. I have to agree with RG3. Because I don't agree with a lot of his takes. I really don't. Here we are, though. We've got to do better in this space. Debate the game. Don't play with people's families, because if you need to cross that line and attack the person and their family instead of the point just to win an argument, then you already lost. Ryan Clark said, I don't understand struggles of Black women because I'm married to a white woman. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He suggests I don't value my wife as a woman. I love, protect, and raise a family with, but only value her because of her color of her skin. That's wrong and way out of bounds. Once again, correct. He implied that he, a man who has never sat at our dinner table, values my wife and knows my marriage better than I do. That's wrong and way out of bounds. He dismissed my Blackness because I have a different opinion about Angel Reese than he does. It's wrong and way out of bounds. He claimed that I'm not having conversations about the struggle of Black women in my own home because my wife is white. It's wrong, way out of bounds. We also raise Black daughters together and don't teach them to hate people or disqualify their opinions based on the color of their skin. Crazy. Isn't that crazy? It's really hard for these left-wing lunatics to figure that out. Not everything has to be race related. He claims that I want to appeal to a certain audience. The only audience I'm focused on is the audience of one, God. I support all people, not some people. My support is not based on the color of someone's skins, but the content of their character. My sports opinions are not based on color of someone's skins, but from what I see and my experience as a player and analyst. Let me be clear. It is wildly inappropriate, wrong, and extremely low to weaponize and attack a person's wife, marriage, and their family because you disagree with a sports take. I didn't make it personal with Angel Reese. I didn't drag her family. I didn't question her soul. I spoke about basketball. But Ryan, you crossed the line. You made it personal and some. There should be no space in sports media for personal attacks, and wives and children are always off limits. You attacked me and my family in public forum on a level that shows how low of a person you are. Disagree with me all you want. Challenge my take, but keep let's see. Challenge my take, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's absolutely that's a boundary that should always be respected. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family personally over a sports opinion is cowardly, spineless, and weak. Ryan Clark attacking me and my family personally over sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN and for him as a man, which I agree with. By the way, shout out to Alan. Thank you for reposting the video on Rumble. Yeah, so I agree with RG3 here. What are you guys saying here? RG3 finally getting a dose of reality. Yeah. Ryan Clark has the right to say what he thinks about RG3 and his opinions. He does. Yeah, you got a point there. He gives more credence and authority to Ryan Clark with this long, ridiculous rant. Who cares, dude? But this is perfect. This is perfect for RG3 because he does this shit too. So he's not out of it. This is content gold for him because now people are going to talk about it. He's going to get a lot of clicks and views. I mean, hell, we're talking about it on this show, right? RG3 looks like a frog. That's funny. Because look, this is why he talks about it. This is why he's doing it. He got 19 million views on this, and this was posted 14 hours ago. So he's getting over 1 million views an hour. He's doing pretty good. So there'll be a little back and forth there, but I can't wait till we get to the day where we just not even get politics out of sports, but like get back to sports and sports takes, not just everything being race or political. Maybe we'll never get there, but that's why ESPN's dying. That's why you see those issues at Fox. That's why you tune into the Sports Morning Espresso Shot, baby. Have the Fox sports chick with titties be the mediator. Joy Taylor, yeah. I think she's gone. I don't know if it's official, but I think she's gone. Oh, Clay Travis is on this too. If a white ESPN employee said the reason Ryan Clark was so heated over an Angel Reese foul was because he had a black wife, that ESPN employee would get fired and might not ever get a sports media job again. Why should referring to RG3's wife's race be different here? Exactly. Good point. And he says the funniest thing here is do you know who would be leading the charge to demand that white ESPN employee be fired for this take? Ryan Clark. It's true. That is funny. That is funny. Let's see. Shout out to Cat Dog. Cat Dog just hit 1.5 million all-time views on Rumble. Let's go, baby. I'm just checking. Got any other breaking news? See if we got any breaking. Why is it a Ryder Cup trending? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We forgot to talk about this. Well, the 49ers have been making moves this offseason. Started with George Kittle about a month ago or so. Signed a 4 year, $76.4 million extension. I know there's some people that say, wow, didn't Kittle fall off last year? Kittle was like third in tight end stats last year. Kittle's just fine. The Niners just had a rough season with injuries and just not getting things going. They had a pretty tough schedule too and just couldn't get healthy at the right times. Hell, I mean, they got blindsided by the Christian McCaffrey stuff, right? So, but they signed George Kittle there. And then, of course, we know over the weekend they signed Brock Purdy to a 5 year, $265 million contract. And now Fred Warner, 3 years, $63 million. Pay that man his money. He is the NFL's highest paid linebacker now. Which he deserves. He's an all-pro linebacker. He's the quarterback of that defense. That defense isn't where they're at without Fred Warner. So the money is well spent there. Now, the Niners do have some problems because they did lose a lot of pieces, specifically on that defense this offseason. You had Greenlaw leave. He didn't play most of last season because of his Achilles injury in the Super Bowl. But I think he played one game at the end of the season. Anyways, he ended up signing with the Broncos. They had some other key pieces leave. Did replace some of them in the draft here, but Niners finding a way to spend money. And this is what happens when you got Brock Purdy, who, although they did give him $53 million per year, they didn't make him the highest paid. They didn't surpass the Dak number. I think 181 is Brock Purdy's guarantee. So pretty much Brock Purdy, if you factor in the fact that he had 1 year left on his rookie deal. So this 5 year deal, it's really a 6 year deal, but they get to spread the money around because he's paid nothing, not even $1 million a year on his rookie deal. So you get to spread some of that around with the last year remaining on that. Frees up some cap space for them to be able to go out and pay George Kittle, to be able to go out and pay Fred Warner. So they're finding some ways to spend this money here. And I don't know. We'll see. I think it's deserved. I think if you are going to spend the money, Fred Warner has to be a key part of that defense. You got to make him happy. $21 million per year, but not paying Brock Purdy $60+ million a year. I said at the beginning, if they could pay him $50 million, that would be good. 45 would be great, but $50 million on average, that's just the going rate for starting quarterback in the NFL. What you don't want to do is make him the next highest paid guy. Like we keep seeing these guys keep one-upping each other because that's just the way it goes. So by not paying him in $60+ million a year, you save that extra money to be able to go out and get, or not even go out and get, to retain Fred Warner and make him happy. So Niners making moves here. We'll see. They've got the easiest schedule on paper, at least this upcoming NFL season. See if they can make the most of it. See if they can go back on a run. They clearly think Brock Purdy's their guy. I agree with him that Fred Warner is their guy. That is smart. And we'll see. Fred Warner, 3rd round pick. Look at that. Look at that. Well, getting paid. You deserve. Let me know what you think of the signings and what you think of the Niners upcoming season. Smash the like button. Comment down below. Hit the follow button. We'll see you in the next video. But yeah, I'm clipping that one out. They would have won the Super Bowl if he hadn't got. Yeah, Greenlaw. No, Greenlaw. Yeah, Greenlaw's gone. He went to Denver. He signed, I think, a pretty decent contract with Denver too. But no, he's gone. Yeah, they would have won that Super Bowl. Greenlaw was holding Kelsey down, keeping him in check. And the second Greenlaw goes out, that's when Kelsey started heating up. And the rest is history. The rest is history. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday. Come over to Locals, gameon.locals.com. I'll be dropping all my picks in there. And I've got a lot that I like today. Got all the sports back. Hockey, basketball, baseball, of course. So I'll be there. It was a fun show this morning. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Be back bright and early, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. But until then, good luck. Good gambling, and game on.